Another freaking terrible year for the Razzies. Emoji Movie won. I'll get to why that's weird in a moment. First off, let me explain the Razzies a little bit. The Oscars, this got snubbed, he or she got snubbed, but you never hear about the Razzies, the award for the worst film of the year snubbing someone. It's sort of film elitist to even think about would get the worst film of the year award if there was one. And unfortunately, it's not really that good. The winner this year, in my opinion, wasn't even that close to being the worst film. This year, my choices were Transformers 5, which didn't win anything, and Justice League wasn't even nominated. That's coming from a guy who sort of likes DC films, or at least gives them a chance, and used to like Transformers films. This year's multiple award winner was Emoji Movie, and that was sort of a watchable film. The Emoji Movie winning sort of a choice you make when you have like no taste or understanding of films, or just wanted to be as a result of adding it to your comedic act. That's not to say that there isn't comedy and criticism. Even before YouTube critics, there was Peter Travers, and then there was a whole bunch of wit coming from writing film critics, writing film reviews. Leonard Maltin wrote the world's shortest film review to Isn't It Romantic? No. Because wit is sort of involved in writing. There's writing talent, there's also analyses. Both aren't necessarily hand in hand. I really don't know who any of the voters are, but I'm guessing most of them didn't even watch the Emoji Movie. If you didn't watch it, I understand why you choose it. It's low concept, it's Z concept, it's very corporate. However, Transformers 5 basically was the Heaven's Gate of not only giant robots or blockbusters, franchise films, toy movies, but just really bad. Sort of bad all around. It was a Michael Bay film that didn't even captivate his audience. And then it didn't captivate a smarter audience. So who was it for? I don't know who the Emoji Movie was for, but at least that was somewhat entertaining if you actually watched it. It did way more damage than The Mummy or any other film that year did to blockbusters. Even though some attributed it to film fatigue or like YouTube critic conspiracies. Maybe, how did Michael Bay as producer and director not get more credibility in the field of worst film of the year that year? Justice League was just really boring. Another mess where the producers ruined what was probably a good franchise, as shown in the original cut of Batman vs Superman. That actually made sense. Was an actual movie. That wasn't the worst thing ever made. This was just boring. Twilight boring. I don't know how anyone can defend Wonder Woman for its awful ending and illogical premise about gods versus real life. Not to mention have Wonder Woman as a good guy when she's like a jock idiot. Justice League is a blockbuster with no action and no thought. So, what's the purpose of the movie? Like, Transformers 5 is for no one. Worst producer, I would definitely say, goes to Justice League. Director, no. Other stuff I'll discuss later. The Razzies don't have a good system in place, despite having lasted longer than I've ever lived. The same goes for video game award circuits. To some extent, the Grammys as well. The Oscars have critic circles, regional critic circles, actor circles, technical circles, director circles. Whole bunch of categories. Imagine if they had an Oscar, a Grammy for like a singer, and then for drummer, etc. For rock, for punk, etc. Imagine if video games had a sound design award of the year, or awards of the year, or graphic design, or character design, critics circle, or something like that. Imagine that kind of stuff is missing most critic circles, which the Oscars actually have. The Razzies only have the Razzies. The VGs just sort of like that, well, not as bad, and don't have a system to farm out who would be a good choice for the award. Then again, I don't know. Despite that, everything being involved, the right choice for the Oscar, and even the palm of the award, isn't accurate also most of the time. Well, no, it's good to have a NBA or NFL-like structure and commissioner, and that's why I would suggest to solve that problem. What are your thoughts on the Razzies this year? Did Emoji Movie deserve the win? Transformers 5, Batman... Justice League, or who do you think deserve the win? Like, comment, subscribe.